Hello and welcome to day 3 of Life Size Media's 7 Days to Sustainability Challenge, which is my day and is all about energy efficiency. I'm joined today by Peter Ingelow, who is the designer of the Eco Kettle, and he's going to see if he can help me improve our energy efficiency here in the very glamorous Life Size Media kitchen. So, Peter, thank you very much for joining us. I'd like to introduce you to the Life Size Media Kettle. I won't name any names, but this is a sort of £9 job from a high street supermarket. We do have a sticker on it encouraging us all to use water wisely. I think we're pretty good at that, but I'm hoping today you might be able to help us go a bit above and beyond with the efficiency of our kettle. So I know that Emma has been very excited about getting her hands on one of these for some time. Could you introduce us to the Eco Kettle?
Certainly, yeah. Oops. There we go.
Wow, okay, well it's immediately a lot more attractive than our existing kettle, which is important, I think.
And that attraction is a matter of opinion, I have to say. But the principal difference between this and your normal kettle is, with this one you have just one chamber to fill up.
Yep.
So, and you have to judge how much water you put in every time. Yeah?
That's right.
And I think the minimum boil on that is probably around, I don't know, half a litre.
Okay.
And 1 cup is probably 200 millilitres.
Okay, so that's more than we need to be doing.
Okay,
yeah.
with the Eco Kettle, the big difference about it is that it has 2 chambers.
Right.
Yeah. So it has that one there, which you fill up with water. Yeah. And you see the level of water in the back there. If you may, can we?
Yes,
okay.
of course. Okay.
Just fill it right up till it reaches the black mark or something.
Highly technical stuff, this.
When it's full up, it will hold 1.5 litres, which is, keep going.
Okay, over the black mark?
Yeah, that's
okay.
it.
There we go.
Okay, so now, can you see it's full up?
That felt, I have to say, that felt really strange actually, filling a kettle completely full is not something I ever do. So
I'm pleased about that. Yeah. That's good news. But even when you don't fill it full up,
yeah.
To get the right amount of water every time is very difficult because you're holding it under a tap.
Yeah.
It's tipped up and it's always difficult.
It is.
So with the Eco Kettle, you put the water in there. You do that in the morning, and then whatever you want, when you want to make a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, you just come to the kettle, and if you watch in the window there, if I just press the button now, I can put 1 cup of water in there.
Okay, so that's moved it from the main chamber into this front chamber here, and I know exactly how much.
So if we switch it on now,
if
I plug it in, you can switch it on, and it will only boil, so it's just beeping to know it's alive, it will now only boil that amount of water, and that's 200 millilitres, which is a small cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I mean, because we're quite a small office, we very often are just doing a cup of tea for ourselves, just for one person. So.
Yeah. I mean, if you carry on, just hold the valve open. You see, you can put it up to anywhere you want.
Yeah.
And if you want to just push it down until it reaches equilibrium, etc. Yeah. That brings it up to the maximum boil level. Okay. Yeah, and that's about 800 millilitres. It's probably about 4 cups, four largest.
4 large. Okay.
Yeah, and it leaves the rest in there. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So whatever you put in there, that's what it will boil. However, because it's an ordinary kettle as well, so you can use it in your normal kitchen. Yeah. When you're maybe cooking, for instance, making hot water pasta or something like that. If you might want to boil the whole kettle. Yeah. And you can do that by pressing down on the knob and just turning it, and now it will boil all the water that's in that chamber and the water that's in that chamber. Okay. So you can use it like a normal kettle anytime you want to. Yeah. Fantastic. If I unlock it, it will now just boil that piece there. Yeah.
Now I've noticed I've got some choices here on the front. What's that all about?
This particular one, there are 2 versions of the Eco Kettle. One is just a standard on-off switch like your kettle here, so that when it boils it switches itself off. With this one, for an extra energy saving, there are many things you don't need boiling water for. If you're a coffee aficionado, you will say it mustn't be more than 90 degrees, or even 95 degrees. And if you make green tea, the recommended temperature for that, I think, is about 80 degrees. Yeah. So we chose those two temperatures because they're the most likely to be used. And so if you select one of those, it will bring the water up to that temperature and then switch off at that point. Yeah.
So a whole extra energy saving on top of doing exactly
the amount of energy,
water.
Yeah, the amount of extra energy you save at 80 degrees is something like 20%, and at 90 degrees it's over 30%. It's a very big difference between boiling and those lower temperatures.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we press the button, with this one, press the button and it flashes at you while it's heating up, and when it reaches temperature it beeps at you to let you know it's ready and switches off. Yeah. With the standard kettle, it lights up internally to tell you it's on, and then it switches off when it reaches boiling.
Yeah.
And that's...
And then we're away.
That's
okay.
Right, yeah.
Well, I'm really excited by this, and I think I love the efficiency of being able to do exactly the amount you want, because I'm aware that even though we're quite conscious of it, I think, you know, you do sort of go,
absolutely.
How do I build a cup? Yes, probably. And this is particularly exciting for me because I pretty much only drink coffee, so I can use those options. But how much of a difference is this going to make? I mean, how much of kettles are sort of contributing to our energy use? I'm
trying to remember some statistics now. The energy saving, Ofgem, the people we did the testing for originally with the kettle, that showed it on an average it saved 31%. Yeah.
Okay.
They estimated that if everybody in the UK used an Eco Kettle, unfortunately they don't yet, but we have our fingers crossed, but if they did, it would save 1,270 million kilowatt hours of energy, or 140,000 tons of carbon.
Well, that's pretty significant.
So
okay.
It's
and presumably people will also save money because they're going to be using less energy.
The money saving is there. It's probably with a normal usage of a kettle, you'd probably save £8 to £10 in a year. Now it's not a lot of money, but when you consider that the kettle costs probably around £30, you're getting the
payback in 3 years.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly right.
And and more importantly, then just by switching to a different kettle, you're making a contribution to carbon savings.
Yes, indeed.
Fantastic. And quite excitingly, because I will have my Onzo smart meter and in-home display set up later, I can actually use that software to maybe do a little test between the two kettles, and we can see it in action next time someone wants a cup.
When you use your meter, what you will see is that when they're on, they will probably consume exactly the same amount of energy. But this one will be on for a short period of time. Yeah, okay. So it's all about the amount of time it takes to boil.
I'm going to run some highly unscientific tests later and share the results with everyone. Thank you so much for joining us and for introducing us to this Eco Kettle that I'm really excited about using.
Very happy together.
Yeah, I think we will be, and we'll keep you posted on the progress. Thanks everyone.